Yes, y'all. Welcome into episode 3 of Podomania, WrestleMania weekend. Got a full packed house today, joined by some very special guests. We got Kenny from the Call Up Podcast, MARZ down in the den, Dave, Pro Wrestling Podcast. Hopefully your audio and video is a little bit better than last time we tried having you on, Dave. Major delays or anything, but gentlemen, how we doing? Long wrestling weekend, kind of coming around turn 3, heading into the home stretch here, with night 2 of WrestleMania, followed by Raw tomorrow night. How's everybody feeling? Everybody good? Loose, ready to go?
I'm kind of tired.
Got a couple of Red Bulls. I'm ready. It's been a lot of pro wrestling, but I am ready. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Kenny, you actually went down to Dallas for a day,
Yeah.
so
I went down to Dallas for the day, and just that one trip alone took a lot out of me. You know what I mean? And then to cover yesterday, I had to do other stuff, and then I had people over, I had family over, and explaining to them about what's going on in wrestling, because my wife really doesn't watch it, and my sister-in-law doesn't watch it either. So I had to explain stuff to them as I'm still trying to watch this and remember stuff for when we had to do the recap show and stuff. I was just yeah, I'm exhausted. And then we still have another night. So,
well, it's a good thing they gave so much filler on night 1 for them to get caught up on everything that was going on, instead of just putting on straight solid matches. But we'll get into all that. We'll break it all down here. So for those of you who's joining, welcome. Thanks again for hopping on for episode 3 of Podomania. We will be covering night 1 recap, reactions, thoughts, feelings, prayers, hits, misses, the whole shebang bang, and get ready and give our predictions for night 2, which will tee up here in about 3 hours. The kickoff show will go live in an hour. We'll see how long this takes us. No time limit. We can go as long as we want here and there. But overall, let's just get the temperature in the room here. How we feeling after night 1? Thumbs up, thumbs in the middle, thumbs down.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs
Middle.
down, middle. Dave, where are you sitting at? Up, middle, down.
This is for Dave.
Middle.
He's in the middle.
the bar.
Yeah, the bar. Yeah. So split. All right. So for you gentlemen that put your thumbs up, we'll start. I'll start with the man below me because he's always the one that's waving the WWE flag on this show. Jay, what about last night made you give it a thumbs up?
Everything except for the tag match, which should have never been on the card, and the segments in between, all the promo packages. Could have cut that out. Everything else was great to me.
Kenny?
I was entertained.
I actually like the promo packages because for somebody who say you're just watching this for the first time and you're one of those you only watch WrestleMania, that's it, you don't watch anything else throughout the whole entire year, it kind of just catches you up as to why they have these matches going on. So I thought that was really great. I think the one match that I really didn't care for, and maybe I'm the only one, was the Charlotte and Ronda match. I just didn't care for it at all. But everything else was great.
MARZ?
Yeah, there were 3 highlights for me. Seth Rollins and Cody probably being my number 1 highlight. Seth Rollins is on a totally different level. Roman says God tier a lot, but Seth Rollins is the Joker of the WWE in the best way, and I really love what he's doing. Cody made a phenomenal debut. They really did a great job making him look like a superstar. I was really, really a big fan of the Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair match. I think wrapping up their story from SummerSlam to now, they did the best job of telling any story the entire WrestleMania season, save for maybe Brock and Roman. And then the third highlight, of course, Nostalgia Mania, Stone Cold Steve Austin, looking like those kids were a little slow. Oh, but he's taking bumps. To me, probably my favorite comeback match after a long layoff of anyone besides maybe Edge.
Look, when he stepped out, we thought he was trolling us again when Stone Cold stepped out. Like we thought it was another man in the ball suit. Like that's how good Stone Cold looked.
I didn't. We all four of us were watching. It was like he put another imposter out there. He's gonna get major heat, and then they zoomed in, and it was like, oh shit, that's the rattlesnake. My man found some Soul Glow or something. He was out there looking fountain of youth.
It's juices and berries, just natural juices and berries.
It's that new lager, right? That new Stone Cold American lager.
Let's not forget it. Commercial. That was a commercial. That the last 20 minutes.
All right, so you, Dave or MARZ, Kenny, I'm gonna circle back around to you guys based off of what you guys said because that'll lead into discussion from some stuff. Donald, I'm gonna save you for last because I saw your thumbs down. Chris, Dave, you guys gave it thumbs in the middle. What kept you on the fence so far after night one?
Go ahead, Dave.
What?
What?
Oh, yeah, that part. What?
What made you put the thumbs down for night one?
Thumbs in the middle.
He had thumb in the middle.
Thumb in the middle, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess the matches weren't all great from start to finish. Started off with the tag team match, which was really bad. I think Boogs ended up getting hurt, like legitimately hurt at that point in the match. I don't know, that one didn't really start off too well for that night. And then I kind of agree with what Kenny was saying about the promo packages. I guess that's good for some people who are just now tuning in and they need to know like the backstory of why something's happening. But for people like us who continually watch day in or week in, week out, we know what's happening, and to just feel like another Raw would have to fill us in constantly, and it gets kind of annoying after a while. So that's why I put my thumb in the middle, because there were some saving graces like the Cody and Seth Rollins match. That was excellent. I did it. I'm a little upset about him jumping ship, but I thought it was good. Another saving grace was like the nostalgia. I love the fact that I got to see Stone Cold flip somebody off in the PG era of things. That was pretty dope. But other than that, yeah, I mean, it was just meh to me.
Chris?
Kind of same points with Dave. The only matches I really enjoyed last night were the Bianca and Becky match, and I need to go back and completely watch it because I kind of got caught up in some other stuff during that match. So from what I saw, I enjoyed it. The Seth Cody match I really enjoyed. Then other than that, I mean, the whole Stone Cold thing was what it was. It didn't really do anything for me. I'm a Stone Cold fan, so I'm not gonna hate on him, but I enjoyed, the part that I thought I was going to enjoy. I enjoyed the whole beer bath at the end. Him just typing up the crowd at the end. That was great. That was a great way to send the fans home for the night. But that's it. I mean, everything else to me was a miss.
And Donald, you're the one true negative Ned on the show so far with the thumbs down. What about it just completely was a swing and a miss for you?
Other than Cody and Seth and Bianca and Becky, it just seems like an extended version of Monday Night Raw. Every single match, except for those two matches, seemed like they should have just been TV shows. I wasn't interested in nothing in the beginning. I was more on my phone and talking to, our friends more than paying attention to the match. The whole Stone Cold thing, you guys know me with legends and all that stuff. I felt like that could have been an opportunity for younger talent to showcase something, especially in the main event. I did not like it. I don't need that nostalgia. I could go on the WWE Network and watch that nostalgia, but it wasn't for me at all. Except for those two matches, it was a complete 100% miss on my part.
All right. So now we got the temperature. Now I'm gonna circle around and I'm just gonna be the moderator today. I'm just gonna pinball off of you guys, bring up some topics, get the discussion going.
No, Final Four.
No. I said it. I said it yesterday. Everybody says I talk too much on the show, so I'm just going to steer the ship. I'm going to be the guide. I'll drive the car. You can talk. Yeah, you're hyped today because it's WWE weekend. That's why you're hyped today. Get me started.
Just to let you guys know, we were all together and Steve wanted to watch the Final Four instead of WrestleMania. So.
Hey, listen, I'm a true Tar Heel fan through and through.
Mm-hmm.
They never played Duke in the NCAA tournament ever. It's the Final Four. It's Coach K's final year of coaching. There was nothing that made me happier. Stone Cold, Bianca, whatever, FTR and the Briscoes from Friday night. Nothing made my weekend more complete than seeing North Carolina send Coach K off with a loss, not only in his last game at Cameron Indoor, but also in the Final Four. And see you bye.
I was sad I missed that game too because I saw the score. I was tracking it on my ESPN app, and I was just like, they'll pull through. And then when I looked back, I was like, oh shit, they lost. I was like, oh my god. So I had to go back and watch the highlights.
And truth be told, while it was on the show itself, it missed too much from my personal standpoint. But to get out of the weeds and back on what we were talking about, so Kenny, you brought up the promo packages and having them replayed. Thought that was good to get everybody caught up who isn't, diehard fans or marks like ourselves. Dave, you said the negative aspect of it. For me, and I'll say this and then I'll throw it out there and whoever wants to take the ball and run with it first can. The promos for the matches that were supposed to go on last night, I can understand you playing those to get people caught up before the match. I didn't need you to run through the promo package for night 2 on Sunday after you ran through everything on a 2-hour kickoff show, which caused time to be shortened to the point where you had all those promos, a couple matches went long, and then you don't even get New Day versus Sheamus and Ridge on the show. They get cut. So, Kenny, since you said you liked it, would you have preferred them to just run the promos for last night's packages to keep time aspect more? Because you're going to have stuff go on with entrances and everything else. It's Mania. We know how that goes. That happens on a weekly basis just on the regular TV shows. So somebody's going to get time cut from somewhere at some point in time during the night. But would you have preferred them do it that way instead of how they did it where they ran through every single promo for every single match on the card?
No, I would have kept the way they did it yesterday. I think it was completely fine. Because like I said, when it comes to events like this for like Mania itself, like you're gonna get newer people coming in, so they want to know like who are all these people, what exactly is going on, and they told you. So you had like that option of whether or not like, do you want to watch night 1? Do you want to watch night 2 of WrestleMania? Who's on that card? Why are they fighting? And they did exactly that. They told you exactly what you needed to know. I mean, yeah, they had a really long kickoff show. I don't know. I didn't think they needed 2 hours of a kickoff show to talk or have people come in and tell jokes or whatever it is that they did. I didn't watch the kickoff show. I watched maybe like the last hour of it, and even then I was just like really wasn't paying attention to it. And nobody really was paying attention to it in my house. They kind of just had it on in the background. But like once the show started, like my sister-in-law, she had questions. So like when she asked like, oh, who's gonna be on night 2? Guess what? As soon as she said that, they cut to the promo Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. She was like, okay, that seems like a really good match. She's like, I'll watch that tomorrow, and then she like everything else kind of intrigued her from there. Like when they talked about Pat McAfee and like his training and stuff like that. And then she like asked like a million questions as to like why are they fighting? How did he get into WWE? So I had to sit there and explain all that. So like for those people who are, I can't even say like a casual fan, for somebody who just turns on the TV and says like, oh, I got Peacock, let me check this out. and wonder what the hell is going on, they already had a picture in their head of exactly what was going on for the night, and they could make the decision of, you know what, I'll stick around and watch this. And then you have Austin on there, and everybody knows Austin. I'm like, oh, okay, I remember him when I was a kid. I might as well just sit there and watch it.
So what do you? So tonight, if they keep doing the video packages, because
I don't think they're gonna do the video packages tonight. I think all the video packages they only did it for night one just to get people hyped for night two, to make sure like you guys come back and watch night two. I don't think we're gonna get those same video packages as we did last night. I think we're just gonna get the matches, get them maybe like some highlights of last night, and then like that's it.
So devil's advocate to that coin, shouldn't the action and the matches that go on night one, shouldn't that get people sold and excited to tune into night two, regardless of who's on the card?
It all depends. It depends on the viewer. For wrestling fans, you're gonna watch it. For the person who really does not watch WWE programming at all, like you want something to push you. Because if I look at the card and I have no idea who the hell is Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar, I'm gonna be like, I don't know who that is. Like, okay, they're fighting for a belt. Okay, that's cool. Like, who else is there? Oh, Pat McAfee. I have no idea who he is. Okay, who is he fighting? Austin Theory. I have no idea who he is. Oh, I remember Edge. Yeah, I remember Edge when I was a kid. That's it. Oh, I don't know who AJ Styles is. Like the only really legend person that they have right there in that anybody most likely will remember is Edge for night two. Maybe the New Day, because they pushed them to the next night. They pushed them to night two.
We got to run in.
Yeah.
By God, it's a ministry.
All right. Anybody else got an opinion as far as right way, wrong way? Did they do a good job with the promos and how they did it to set up, like as Kenny said, to set up night two to get people that don't watch invested to tune in for night two based off of running the packages?
I think it was a bit.
I mean, are we just talking about like them?
Go ahead.
No, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I probably got a delay again.
You go first, and then
of course,
MARZ, you can piggyback off Dave once he's done.
All right. Yeah. No, I was just gonna say, like, are these packages? They're just only helping us for the 2 nights. I don't know if they're really helping it in the long run. It's like, oh yeah, I know that guy, but I don't think the longevity of it is going to affect anybody's decision to watch anymore after that. Just for one-time spectacle, you know. I don't know.
MARZ?
Yeah, I mean, I think the WWE of all pro wrestling has a built-in base that's not going anywhere. They have a base level base. And I agree with Kenny, you know, WWE does a good job of pulling in the, as I like to call them, the lame fan that doesn't really watch every single organization, doesn't know what's going on. So you get your Johnny Knoxville, you get your Logan Paul or Jake Paul or Paul George, whoever the hell that was, and you get your people in mainstream media. You bring back your legends like Stone Cold. Great job at that. I felt there was a bit much, especially with matches being cut. I really, really hate to see these guys work all year and have their Super Bowl taken away because we're seeing another promo for Ronda Rousey or another promo for, you know, Pat McAfee. They definitely did some overkill and mismanagement of time. There's no reason the New Day shouldn't have got their time to shine, especially with what I'm assuming the opening match being cut short because of Rick Boots' injury.
So Jay, for you, like continuing on what these guys have said, but like look at the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl to me is the only thing that you can equate to WrestleMania as far as just drawing in people for a one-time event that don't even watch football. They're tuning in to they're tuning into the Super Bowl, right? Mm-hmm. And you have your pregame kickoff show, you get your stories, and they lay that out for you. And then once the game starts, the game speaks for itself. Now, it's a one-night event. This is a 2-night, so that's the difference there. But see that template done in that aspect, and that's how WrestleMania was beforehand. You know, do you think with these 2-night events, and next year was already kicked off to do for 2 nights? It was announced last night in LA. Do you think that we'll get the same kind of song and dance when it comes to lengthy promo packages at next year's Mania?
You probably will.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't. I tell you what, if you'd have cut this down to one night with with some of the matches they have, you could have had an excellent pay-per-view for one night instead of 2 okay nights.
Yeah. Back in the day when we growing up, when we were watching it, instead of video packages, they did backstage interviews.
Mm-hmm.
You know, maybe they could have done some of that instead too. Like maybe done some video packages and then use some of the talent for tomorrow night to kind of hype up last minute. But
I feel like unless you had like a real storyline, you didn't need a promo package. Like you want to tap into Brock and Roman, Becky, Sasha, or not Becky, Sasha. I'm sorry, Becky, Bianca, Charlotte, Ronda. You don't need promo packages for much else.
We got a question out there.
So we didn't need one
surprise return for night 1. Does anybody think there's going to be a surprise return for night 2?
I don't think so.
No. Tonight you'll get the advertised card as is. Tomorrow on Raw, I don't know if you'll get a surprise because realistically, like who's out there that will come in as a surprise?
We got Veer coming tomorrow.
Well, there's your surprise. They trolled us, and then they announced his debut. They trolled us for 7 months, you know, and then all of a sudden there's a date and he's there. So I think tomorrow night on Raw and on Friday as well, you'll get more returns than surprises, and that'll take the place of the surprise. So I think you'll see Asuka come back either Monday or Friday. Hopefully Bayley. I know time frame wise with her injury, it's been hit or miss as far as reporting goes to know exactly where she's at in her return. But those are the types that I think you'll get to come back. Maybe a call up from NXT or 2 as a surprise, but I don't expect anybody outside of the WWE bubble to come in tonight or Raw and SmackDown to get any specific traction as far as, oh shit, you hear who came in on Raw? Like they, you know what I mean? That forbidden door, so to speak, whatever the case may be. I don't think.
Plus, you have no secrets right now.
Yeah,
true too.
Yeah.
Well, and since the question there brought up Cody, and we touched on it with the debut, more as you brought it up in that. I mean, say what you will, depending on what dirt sheet you read and who you look at reporting wise and everything else. For those of us that follow this, like Dave said, in and out, everybody kind of figured that it was going to be Cody that would show up. Now, what version of Cody was the big question? I think us on the show were thinking, how's he going to come out? What's he going to, entrance music, ring gear? How's his look going to be? How's he going to wrestle? And literally, Cody just picked himself up out of AEW and dropped himself right on the WrestleMania stage, and nothing changed. It was completely weird after 6 years of him being gone to see the same exact presentation come out at WrestleMania. So I'll kick it down to the American Nightmare Cody road shirt guy over here. What'd you think of the debut? The comeback, the match. I think for all of us, we'll just do again, thumbs up, thumbs down. Match of the night. Would you say it's between Seth and Cody and Bianca and Becky?
For sure.
Yeah.
Jay?
Nah. I'd go Becky and Bianca for match of the night, and I'd go Stone Cold for nostalgia's sake. It drew me in.
But that wasn't your traditional match for a match sense. We knew that was going to be a spectacle once it was announced, however they decided to play it out. But just from bell to bell ring work match, I would say Cody and Seth or Bianca and Becky would have to be match of the night consideration based off of what they did. So Chris, for you, what'd you think of Cody's debut? Where do you think it'll go? Expectations, hits, misses, anything that comes across to you there?
For me, that was the match of the night. From what I saw so far. I mean, again, I'm going to go back and rewatch Bianca Becky again, but right now, Seth Cody was my match of the night. Not. I will say I don't know if I'm even going to put it into match of the year qualifier yet. Like, it was a good match for WrestleMania Night 1, but I don't know if it was that great of a match either. So, expectations for him, I don't know. The way they brought him in last night, my expectations are high. Like, to me, it seems like they're bringing him as a main event player. You know, where he fits in from after last night, I guess we'll see maybe Monday night what they decide to start him with. But it wasn't like when he was Stardust and, you knew probably the max he was going to get was Intercontinental title. So to me, if he's not running against guys like AJ, Edge, Roman, Brock, Bobby Lashley, any of those guys, I mean, I'll be surprised. But also, it looked like he might have had a rib injury last night, so we'll see how that plays out over the next few weeks too.
Donald, Cody's debut for you?
I enjoyed it. I did. Like you said, it looked different with him not being there for 6 years and just basically doing his AEW entrance. I think that was WWE taking a shot at AEW, like, hey, we could do it too with him. In the future, I really think that Vince sees this Cody character, and this is just my opinion, as the next John Cena character, with him giving the belt to the little kid like Bret Hart and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of WWE fans popping for Cody, but a lot of them don't watch AEW, but they knew his song and all that stuff. So tell me something about that. But I really do think that Vince is going to try to push Cody as the next Cena, my opinion.
Jay, you brought that up. I mean, you sitting next to each other where you saw the belt, Cody handed the belt, and that's exactly what you said. You were like, hey, there's no wrestler that does that anymore.
Nobody has that connection anymore.
That gets that connection with the glasses or any, you know what I mean? Like Ray used to do it where he would tap the head, to some little kid wearing a Mysterio mask. But like, as far as
I get times now, you still can't do that
right.
And now he used to give the cat ears.
The cat ears,
yeah. I forgot about that.
Boogeyman.
You don't have that connection anymore. Yeah.
I'll take a word from Boogeyman.
Yeah.
I mean, New Day did the pancakes.
Yeah, it's a they smack the shit out of somebody in the face.
MARZ, we were talking before we came on, and you were chatting up Seth Rollins, and you brought up in your initial just overview on the level that he's at right now. I don't think last night hurts him at all. No. Except for the fact that he stole Eva Marie's gimmick and went, instead of all red everything, it was all lace everything last night. Don't come out in the lace again. I don't like.
You like that?
Sexy back. If he wants to bring sexy back,
let him bring
sexy back.
Listen, now after seeing him with that all lace on, we know why Becky was calling herself the man. So just leave it there. But for Seth, where do you think he goes now?
Seth is in a place in his career where that loss absolutely doesn't help him. Doesn't hurt him at all. We saw with Edge, he lost that rivalry. He lost to Roman. He loses most of his rivalries, but he's so good. He's like Shawn Michaels. We call Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania. He lost most of his WrestleMania matches. Doesn't really matter with the wins or losses. He's so credible. He's like a Chris Jericho where he can lose 10 matches in a row, or like a Miz where he can lose for a whole year. But if we want to give him the WWE title tomorrow, he can do it, and it's believable because he's that character where he's so smart. It doesn't matter if he's physically winning. So it doesn't impact him at all. I still see him getting his win back, knowing WWE's 50-50 booking. That'll probably be the next rivalry for Cody. He'll get his win back, and then maybe Cody will move on. I don't want to get too far ahead, but with the belts obviously being unified, I can see Cody staying on Raw and being the first competitor for Roman after this, because I feel Roman will win. So Seth is not going to be impacted at all. He'll be in the main event scene, and I feel a rivalry between him and Cody. When they really dig into it and the story behind that, I've been here at WWE bearing the flag. You went and started a competitor. That's money right there. Remember, Seth was really going at them online when AEW first started, calling the big leagues, you needed to come crawling back. That's money right there. And Seth and Cody, those two guys can talk. So, Seth's not going to be hurt at all.
Dave, for you, I think you said you used the term that you not betrayed, but you were disheartened to see Cody back in WWE based off of what he's done in AEW. For you, for Cody moving forward, would you prefer him on Raw, on SmackDown? Where would you like to see Cody go initially off the bat?
Dynamite? No, I would like him to go to. I think he'd be a perfect fit in Raw. Perfect fit in Raw, and also I want to piggyback off of the whole match thing. I want to piggyback off the whole match thing being good, and I feel like the only reason why it's good was because of the typical Cody versus AEW match. In my opinion,
I didn't see any gallons of blood.
I was just about to say that. This has been the only match of Cody that I've seen so far that he did not
super
start
late.
bleeding.
Can you hear me?
I think to your point, the blood, obviously we're not going to get that in WWE, right?
Thank God.
That's strictly forbidden unless it's a hard way on an accident. You're not getting blood. But to Dave, I agree to your point as far as the match goes and story and build and everything else. I think it's the typical Cody Rhodes match that he's had for 2 years, almost 3 years in AEW. I'm a fan of those matches. I like the way Cody puts matches together, the stories he's able to tell, and what he was able to do with some of the people in AEW. I think he has a lot of fresh matchups. Obviously for being gone 6 years, Seth's a good one to start right out the gate and automatically makes him a main event guy right through the door. With that being said, Kenny, Raw, SmackDown, first opponent.
I definitely see him going to Raw, especially if Vince is the one that's sitting there with Cody and guiding him through this journey of coming back to WWE. You're gonna keep him on Raw for the USA Network, because I don't think Fox was clamming we need Cody on Fox. The USA Network probably knows Cody because of AEW and was we can use him. Vince is gonna make either network happy with having Cody on their program.
I think roster-wise and where we're at, obviously, I think we're months away from any type of draft shakeup. But star power 3 hours, I think it would be best suited to put Cody on Raw right out the gate, just to help elevate that show, get more people to tune in, maybe watch the show from start to finish. That can be a drag, but I think that probably would be best suited for him out the door there. So. I know we touched briefly on
Here's
Becky.
question.
There we go.
How do you guys think Cody is being received backstage by the talent?
Interesting here.
That is interesting too. Yeah, I mean, I've seen a couple of videos where people was shaking his hand and giving him hugs, giving him that welcome. But I mean, that could just be for the cameras. And then behind their back, behind his back, they're probably talking shit. It was Mr. VP, you're here now with us, or EVP. Sorry,
You feel? I mean, I feel there's a good bit of them are still friends, so it may be split.
And majority of that roster, whether it's SmackDown or Raw, there's not a whole lot of people that were really there 6 years ago, right? The list.
A lot of his friends are gone.
Yeah.
Ryder was a close friend of his.
Yeah.
Morrison was a close friend. I think the only one maybe that might still be there is Ziggler.
He's good friends with Miz. Cody
Miz,
is
yeah.
good friends
Okay.
with Miz.
Yeah.
as well.
So yeah, I mean, I don't really. I wouldn't feed too much into backstage heat or anything like that. And Cody spoke about it last night in his hour-long interview he had after Mania with the media, and AEW was what it was. He has no ill will towards them. That chapter closed, and then he's moved on to the next chapter. I always said Cody was a sports entertainer and a pro wrestling company in AEW, and the reason why the AEW crowd turned on Cody was because he had the WWE style of match entrance, the whole shebang, and they weren't having that. They weren't feeling that. And that's, to me, the ultimate reason why they turned on him. Now, are there other things that caused the dissension and maybe wanted him to move on and close that chapter? Probably, but he'll keep that personal, and I don't think that'll ever come out. He said last night there wouldn't be any type of shoot, RF video style from back in the day.
Right.
He's moved on. He's ready to come in, do the work, and go where he wants to go. Yeah. So,
yeah. Well, we definitely gonna see a Rose to the Top Part 2 on the USA Network, right next to the Miz and Mrs. If I was Vince McMahon, I'm going to make sure that Cody, just like you guys said, if you're gonna make him the next John Cena, you're trying to push him to that John Cena level, then you have to go all out. And I think the way he came out last night, that we got that AEW Cody, that American superhero, was money. It was completely perfect. And you're gonna take Cody to that new level. Like, you're gonna see him where, like, now you have the eyes of Hollywood looking in, like, okay, who is this guy, and why is he dressed like a freaking American superhero, like
Homeland.
Captain America? Captain America's fucking stunt double over here. You know what I mean? And then you got Brandy, because she was backstage with him.
Yeah, she hasn't signed anything, and I don't think
they're gonna use her.
Yeah, I missed the
Yeah.
presentation of them two together? We'll see over time, but I don't. She got her cooking show. Shot of Brandy got picked up for a TV deal, so she's going to be doing that and some other things. So,
Yeah.
I think she, depending on how she left the company, if the first time around and everything else, Cody may be able to say it's water under the bridge and business is business, but the missus may still have some hard feelings towards how stuff ended. So, Bianca and Becky, it came out that TJ Wilson and Molly Holly, TJ and Molly Holly were the producers for the match and put the match together. And those of us that follow this and really deep dive into it, we know TJ works a ton with the women. He's been one of the key cogs in putting the women's rumbles together. Pat Buck, on the other hand, handled the Charlotte Ronda match. Just looking at those two comparisons side by side, Donald, I'll go to you first. What do you think? Why do you think they didn't live up to each other? Or what was the producing of the matches not I don't want to say the producer versus the talent, because the talent got to go out there and have the match, but do you think Charlotte and Ronda would have been better off if they would have had TJ and Molly Holly as compared to Pat Buck?
I don't think so. I think that Ronda and Charlotte have no chemistry whatsoever. Like nothing. I mean, you can see it in the match itself that everything was off on the match. It just didn't. No matter who you put with them, those two do not fit at all. It looked like two heels fighting each other. To be truthful about it.
I wrote in my group chat that I was bored when I was watching this match. I think I text Dave and I was just like, I'm so bored right now. Like,
yeah, same here. I wasn't even paying attention to the match really.
Yeah.
MARZ, what do you think about the finish of Charlotte and Ronda?
The whole match was a TADM match, which is a take a dump match, where you've been holding it and you're like, you know what,
I gotta go.
Put that on a t-shirt.
Use it right there. And I agree with what everyone said. Their chemistry is non-existent. Charlotte is reportedly extremely hard to work with. We remember the Nia Jax incident. Ronda is obviously very hard to work with. I heard she stormed out when she found out she wouldn't have the main event. She has a heel mentality. Like, she's not a very likable person. She doesn't have that, oh, she's a new mother, I want to root for her. You're like, go back to the farm. And then Charlotte, she's coming out, she's giving me the wrestler vibe that I get is the Mickey Rourke wrestler, because she's had so much plastic surgery. So she's coming out there looking like Mickey Rourke. And it's a hot mess. It's two people that I don't think are interested in being there in the company. They're very unhappy. And you can see the work came out very unhappy. They were not ecstatic to do what they were doing.
Mm-hmm. Now, Jay, I know for you coming into it, that was one of the matches that you were most looking forward to. You're a Charlotte stan through and through. What do you think about the match overall, and some of the points that have been brought up with regards to chemistry, finish, all that stuff?
I love it. The producers wouldn't have changed anything. I love it because their match is just pure chaos. That's why I love it. You're not getting a wrestling match. You're getting something physical and brutal with Ronda's with some MMA takedowns. That's it, and I love it. But the finish with the big boot, that was kind of terrible. You could have played something else off with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely came out of nowhere, and it was like, oh, that's the pin. Like, you get a ref bump, pull the ref up, boot, finish, and it's over.
When was the last time the boot finished a match?
Test.
I think we'll get this ran back at WrestleMania Backlash, if that's the tagline they're going with again.
Yeah, they are.
Just based off of the finish, I think we'll get that ran back. I don't need to see it again.
No,
I don't. The Survivor Series match was what it was. I thought that was a little bit better between them two as far as chemistry went. We had the triple threat before Ronda took her ball and went home. Yeah, and last night just didn't click at all. And we'll see with Ronda. I know Sean Ross Sapp was tweeting stuff out. Hey, don't credit Fightful. We're not reporting that Ronda stormed out afterwards. Stop tagging us and stuff. So there was conflicting reports on what actually happened with that. Mm-hmm. It wouldn't shock me if she was pissed off to the point where she left immediately afterwards because she wasn't in the main event, although they touted them two as the main event in night 1 8 weeks ago. But we'll see how it plays out. I'm interested to see how long her run actually stays. Like, will she finish her contract out? I don't know how long it's for, or is she going to be here for a quick 1 or 2, maybe 3 matches and go into the sunset, never to be seen again?
The one thing I thought last night with her match, after the Rumble, I was like, okay, she just came back. She just had the kid a few months ago. She hasn't had a lot of time to train, and she just looked off at the Rumble. I didn't feel she looked much better last night after having 2 months to completely train and get ready for this match. And that's what she's known to do. That's what they do in MMA. So she should know how to train to get ready for a match that quick. Everything else aside from the match, we brought up a topic last night while we were together that Randy Orton said that you can always look at his matches in the past of what he was into and what he wasn't. And I kind of felt like Charlotte and Ronda weren't into that match last night, and they came off on TV that way.
I feel that with Charlotte a lot. Mm-hmm. Just like in day-to-day, even on like Mondays or even on Saturday or Fridays, my bad, even on SmackDown. So I feel like I can see that in her.
Yeah. Dave's loading. I don't know if he changed his name to that. Actually loading. But he brought up, Dave, you brought up the opening tag match and how that really wasn't the best match to get the crowd hyped, to get the mood set, the vibe set, get the excitement going. If you're booking the card, what would you have put on first?
If I were booking it,
Yeah, based
I
off
would
the night one
have
match
separated
card,
the. I
if
would
you're
have separated the
looking at night
women's
one.
championship matches.
Yeah.
So if you're just looking at
I
the
would have
lineup
separated from night
last
one to night two.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is delayed marks. But I would have separated the women's matches from night one to night two, just because I didn't. You lost, and then also like putting the Bianca Belair and Becky match in the middle of like everything else kind of lost its punch there for me too. Would you want to make that like an extravagant main event or even main event instead of the Stone Cold Austin, which was great, but wouldn't you rather do that? So I just want to add, and Charlotte should stop doing Andrade moves because she can't do them. She just
she really. Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. She needs to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really bad. The camera shot of that didn't help them out at all either. That was dead on. You saw it was just a complete miss there. Kenny, for you, just looking at night one, what would you have put on first to get the crowd in the vibe set?
You know what? Not for nothing. I like the way like AEW books their pay-per-views, because they get you really hyped in the beginning, and then they bring you down a little bit, and then they bring you back up, then they bring you down, and they kind of mellow you out, and then they hype you back up again. I would have went that route. I would have put Becky and Bianca to open up the show to get that crowd hype, because this is a match that you really want to see. And then from there, I would have gave you the New Day and Sheamus and Rich Holland, and then maybe give you Drew McIntyre, Happy Corbin, give you the tag team match, bring in Cody, do the Hall of Fame, bring in Charlotte and Ronda, and then bring in Austin and Kevin Owens to close out the show from there. So that kind of just like mellows you out from there, because you like, all right, we just did another tag match, we're doing Hall of Fame, then you give us Ronda and Charlotte, and now you're gonna hype us up again because it's fucking midnight and half of us want to go home or go to sleep, but we want to see Austin fucking drink beer and do a couple of stunners.
Yeah, I agree with Becky and Bianca to go on first. That would have set the tone for sure. I'm still up in the air on. I get the whole point of having Stone Cold go on last, send the crowd home happy, all that, but I don't know. I don't want to say a traditionalist, and to like Bully Ray's argument, him and LaGreca got into this on Busted Open, where you don't. If you have the title goes on last. That's all it is. Whether it was Charlotte and Ronda or Becky and Bianca, one of those two should have headlined. You put Austin somewhere in the middle, with the ebbs and flows that you talked about, Kenny. But yeah, I don't like the way they set up that card. The first 45 minutes just completely took me out of it from an excitement standpoint. So, all right. Anybody got anything else from night one that you want to touch on, bring up before we get into breaking down and predicting this night two card?
Logan Paul.
That's right. He looked it really good.
He did a phenomenal
Better than Bad Bunny.
It wasn't a Bad Bunny.
Wait, what did you say? Better than Bad Bunny?
No, I'm asking the question.
Oh,
No.
I do want to say something.
Go ahead.
I do want to say something. What kind of world do we live in where Logan Paul looks better than Dominic Mysterio?
Wait. Dominic looked good yesterday. I will say that this was, out of all the Dominic matches that I've seen so far, I'm gonna say this is his best match.
If Dominic's last name wasn't Mysterio, he would be wrestling at the bingo hall.
Oh no,
he is not that guy.
Listen, if Dominic didn't have the Mysterio name, he'll be on Level Up right now. Okay, fighting freaking Damian Kemp. That's who he'll be fighting right now.
That's
He
what
wouldn't be
doing.
a main.
That dominant slinging cheesesteaks is what he would be doing.
And someone needs to have that difficult conversation because that's where he needs to be, is on level
Yeah.
up or
He needs to.
or on 2.0. Because they need to be like, all right, we've tried this now for X amount of time. It's not working. It's time to
almost hard
separate.
You got two. You got two action figures. You got a tag team title. You got to do amazing things with your dad. Your dad's gonna retire soon. We're gonna have to downgrade you, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
That's fake it to him. Fake it to him. Like, here, we need your star power in 2.0.
He felt
Just
better on
leave him there.
2.0 when he was down there.
Man, he
Just
only
felt like
looked.
he was down there.
Man, he only looked good when Roman powerbombed him out the ring. Just like his just like his dad only looked good when Nash threw him into the trailer.
Oh Jesus, man, we're going back to WCW.
All right, with that, we'll put a clamp down on night one. Let's get into these predictions for night two. Chris, I'm assuming you just got them in whatever order because I don't think we actually know the order unless based off the promo packages last night we know the order.
He gave you the order.
We'll just go. We'll start off with Bobby Lashley versus Almost.
Oh boy!
All right, for this one we'll go this way. Well, my
There you go.
actually left. Yeah, we'll start off with Kenny and just work our way like a snake draft in fantasy football around for predictions here.
Bobby Lashley is such a team player. Okay, not only are you coming back after surgery to basically put over Omos at this point, you know what I mean, to make him, I don't think this is going to make him look any better. I think this is just going to be like a really good win for him. You know, for me, I mean, obviously the obvious choice is they're going to give it to Omos because they're not going to build you up that you're like dominating different tag teams and then you lose to Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania. I could be wrong. They could swerve us like they did with Baron Corbin when he won the Money in the Bank, and then John Cena screwed him over and he lost. You know, so for now I'm gonna go with Omos.
Mars,
almost the bank wins. With, and this is my prediction, a heel turn on MVP. MVP joins Almost to begin a new hurt. He pretty much fires Bobby Lashley, and that's how we get Bobby Lashley as the face. And we start a little, and hopefully with MVP on the mic, we can actually do something with Almost. If anybody can save him, it's MVP. But I really wish he wasn't on the card. He gives me great Khali vibes all day.
Chris,
I can't argue with that last point. For me, Lashley's the star here. I don't know. Is he going to give Almost the rub, to try to get over? I'd rather see Lashley win, so I'm going to go with Lashley.
Don P.
I have no beliefs in Omos whatsoever. I told y'all last year at WrestleMania, I don't believe in him. So, I mean, the only good thing about him, he looked like a Street of Rage boss. That's about it. So, but I'm giving it to Bobby Lashley.
Jay.
Almost should be that guy burying local talent every Monday. That should be him. That should just be his shtick. I'm gonna go Bobby Lashley.
Dave.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't hyped for this until Bobby Lashley came out on a Go Home show at Raw. But I would have to say Bobby Lashley gets the win here. I can't see Almost, going over Bobby. No.
It's amazing how the mighty have fallen. Drew and Bobby both from 1 year ago WrestleMania to what they did. Drew against Happy Corbin and Bobby against Almost. I don't get it. Supposedly plans are supposed to be really big for Bobby Lashley, and really pushing him to be a guy over the next year or two here. As he's coming up on. I mean, he's in his 40s, so, I don't know how much more time he got left. Looks amazing. So if he can stay healthy, we'll see where they go with that.
Question.
Go ahead.
Was the plan always for Bobby Lashley to lose the belt when he did, so that Brock Lesnar could be there for the unified match, or was it? Okay. Because if so, that sucks. I feel bad for Bobby.
I mean, if that injury he suffered was legit, I could maybe understand why they put him in this position. You know, because maybe they didn't know if he was going to be back in time for WrestleMania, so they just put him on the card with this just to get him on the night. But hopefully, this hasn't been in the works for months.
He's still not at Drew level. Bobby he's been in the main event picture for the most part. He's not on Drew's level. Let's kill that right there.
I like Mars's idea with MVP doing the swerve there and aligning with Almost to be the mouthpiece for him. So with that being said, as much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna go with the Colossus Almost. Such the shits, but all right, next match.
Speaking of the shits, let's go into the Anything Goes Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn.
I can't wait to see this.
Good. Same. We'll go same order. Same order. Good.
I don't. You know what? Not for nothing. Like, I actually want to see Johnny Knoxville. I want to see what he's gonna do. I don't think he's coming alone. I think we're gonna get the rest of the Jackass crew to come in and help him out in this one. This is more gonna be like a comedic match than anything else. My hat off is to Sami Zayn for being such a freaking trooper on this. He's like playing the Miz role at this point with the celebrity, you know. And he's going to do good. It's going to be what it's worth, is what WWE is trying to give to you. And that's entertainment. Because, I mean, the build to this has been funny as shit. From the him crashing the red carpet to Johnny Knoxville giving out a telephone number and everyone calling that freaking number, trying to talk to Sami Zayn. I thought it was fucking hilarious.
Mars?
I give Knoxville the win. Generally, when the celebrities come in and get the win, I don't know why, but that's WWE in a nutshell. But I think I agree with Kenny. I think it's going to be super entertaining. Sami Zayn is great at what he does. He can go bell to bell, but he's also annoying as hell. Johnny Knoxville is likable. He's, anybody 30 and up loves Johnny Knoxville. So I give Knoxville the win with lots of help. But probably the entire Jackass cast will come out and interfere some way, and I give it Knoxville the win.
Chris?
I agree. I brought up a couple of weeks ago that you have 3 celebrity matches at WrestleMania this year. Every match do the celebrities win? Going into this, I didn't think Knoxville was going to win because it was just set up as a regular match for the first couple weeks. Now with the stipulation, this definitely plays into Knoxville winning. So I'm going to go with shenanigans and Knoxville winning.
Who's your third celebrity match?
Oh, McAfee is a celebrity match.
Come on now. McAfee's a pro's pro. What are you talking about?
McAfee is absolutely a celebrity.
You're out of your mind.
McAfee has been training for this.
So did Bad Bunny. He was still a celebrity match.
Bad Bunny is a WWE talent, okay? He's just doing a tour right now. And once that tour is over, he's coming right back to He's coming right back to work.
So he's Jericho.
He's like John Cena doing all those movies in the beginning, where it's like, come on, guy, like just come back to the ring. We don't need to see, you in like a whole bunch of kids. Yeah, we don't need that. We need you back. Playing with fire. We don't need you on that one. We need you back in the ring. We need you back with, doing what you do. And that's that. That's what Bad Bunny's doing, right? He's entertaining the ladies right now, all the, fine Spanish, Dominican girls that are out there. And then once he's done with that, he's going to come right back for SummerSlam or another freaking pay-per-view that we probably, Survivor Series, we'll see Bad Bunny. He's going to be representing freaking SmackDown.
So Pat McAfee.
Donald?
Knoxville for the win. I have no interest in the match.
Jay?
This should have been a cinematic match for me. They could have done that. I hate Sami Zayn. He does nothing for me in ring or his character. But after he lost the IC title, I've been completely invested. He's turned me to it. I want to see this match. And I just want to see how much Jackass is going to take physically. But I'm giving Knoxville the win.
Dave?
Okay, well, so what does this actually mean? Anything goes? Are we like going to see like cannonballs or like weapons?
Yeah, man, we're gonna see
What is-
everyone.
What is this?
Swords,
We're going to
weapons.
see all kinds of shit. All right, then I got Knoxville winning this.
I can't give Knoxville the win. I agree. There's going to be a ton of shenanigans. If Wee Man doesn't get a haluva kick to the face at some point in time during this match, I'm going to be highly upset. Like, I need that to happen. Maybe Steve-O take a Blue Thunder Bomb and, keep it moving there. But I do not want to see Johnny Knoxville get a win at WrestleMania. I just, no, I can't. As a wrestling fan, I can't. So I'm going with Sami Zayn.
All right, up next, we got, talking about it, Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory.
Put the strap on, Pat. Hashtag it. It's going to be tonight. Kenny, good. What you got?
My money's on Pat McAfee. I love this guy. I think he's money. I think he's been money since they put him in the announcce team and they just let him go. I see Daniel right now. He's looking. Donald's looking right now at me like, fuck up. Like he does not want to see this. He does not want to see this right now.
Oh no! Mm-mm. I'm a
You
Pat
actually
fan.
wanna see-
I'm a
okay,
Pat
great.
fan.
It's just the face that you made was just like,
It's just me.
okay. The face you made, I was just like, he is not a fan of this. Like, as soon as it's his turn, he's gonna be like, I don't want to see this match. I'm gonna go sit in the bathroom and go take a shit because I don't want to see it. But definitely, I can't wait to see this match. I want to see what Pat McAfee is gonna bring to the table because this is his first match with like actual fans, right? Because when he did Cole, when he fought Adam Cole,
both NXT
and War Games,
Cole and
War
War
Games.
Games were Thunderdome. This is his first match in front of fans.
He's gonna have all his people in attendance. It's gonna be fucking crazy. That's all I know.
MARZ?
Love Pat on commentary. I think he's super entertaining. But I hate Austin Theory with a passion. I don't get it. So anything with Austin Theory is going to be my night 2 TADM, take a dump match. It is not anything I'm interested in.
This shirt is coming to Pro Wrestling Tees tomorrow.
I give Theory to win just because apparently Vince has the biggest crush on him. But I'm not.
That's who he sees as the next Cena.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Theory,
tried.
so
He's
get ready for the
with
push.
Seth Rollins. He's put him with Johnny Gargano. He's put him with Vince. Nothing works.
Right.
Nothing sticks because he has the charisma of a turd. I'm good.
Chris?
I am looking forward to this match. I think I'm going to give.
Don't lie.
I'm going to give
Don't lie.
McAfee his moment. He has had good matches in NXT. I think he's going to be able to deliver on the big stage. Do I need to see Pat McAfee? Absolutely not. I'd rather just sit at the desk. Honest to God, I don't even need Pat at the desk. He can come in from time to time and do stuff. I don't need him every week on SmackDown.
If he wasn't producing the show right now, I tell you to drop him off. But because he's running the show, we can't drop him off.
But I think he's going to deliver. But Austin Theory's going over. He's Vince's boy right now. Pat's there to do the job.
Donald?
I'm with Steve. Put the strap on Pat. I like the man ever since he started. He had a hell of a match with Cole, had a hell of a match in the War Games. I think he's better at wrestling than some of the full-time people on the roster right now. And I honestly do.
Like Dominic?
I honestly do. Yeah.
He's better
way
than
better than
Dominic.
Dominic. Way
I'll
better
agree
than
with that.
Dominic. Yeah, but I'm looking for Pat
I'm
for
better
the
than
win.
Dominic.
Yeah, Pat for the win.
Me?
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Theory. Love Pat, but I'm gonna go with Theory.
Dave?
I'm gonna go with Theory too, just because of the storyline with him and Vince.
So Pat's obviously from Pittsburgh, 412, born and raised. Went to high school probably about 20 to 30 minutes away from where we went to high school, the four of us, me, Jay, Donald, and Chris. So I'm never not going to root for somebody from Pittsburgh, especially in the spot of a WrestleMania moment. And I think, honestly, I really do believe this. Pat is probably going to have the oh shit moment of night 2 of WrestleMania. I really think that. He did it in NXT with both his matches. My only concern is I don't know if Theory is on the level that Cole and those guys were in with War Games to truly get the best out of Pat. That's the only thing that I worry about. Maybe he'll shock me and be able to do it because, I don't know if they're going to trust Pat to call the match in the ring as it's going on. I know you can rehearse it for so much, but once you get out there and adrenaline's throwing, the crowd's there, that stuff you can forget spots or whatever. So that's my only concern. But I started it way back whenever he first came into NXT. Hashtag put the shove on Pat. I'm not stopping it now. That's going to continue on from now till the end of time. So I think Theory's going to win, but I'm saying Pat just because.
All right. First title match that we're going to discuss. Women's Tag Team Championship. Queen Zelina and Carmella versus Sasha Banks and Naomi versus Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan and Natalya and Shayna Baszler.
Can we vote to skip?
Yeah, you can vote to skip if you want. Or no, we're not going to vote to skip. You're going to say TADM. Kenny, what you got?
Why do we still have women's tag team titles? Is my first question. These ladies need to steal the show tonight and have everyone talking, because if you don't, they're just going to say this was just a match that could have been put on the kickoff show. The only reason why it's not on the kickoff show is because you have Sasha Banks in there. And she's like the bigger star out of all of them that are there, even though you have Natty, who's like the ring general of the women's division, is there. Like, I need to see these girls do something, because you basically just put all these girls in random tag teams except for
just to get them all on a show.
Yeah, except for like you reunited Naomi and Sasha for like one night. You know what I mean? They've been great on SmackDown, entertaining the crowds during commercial breaks and dancing and shit. I mean, but besides that, like, I'm not really interested in this. I'm gonna be most likely cooking when this comes on to make sure my food is doesn't fucking burn. I don't care who wins this match. Let's just get it over with.
MARZ.
Sasha Banks and Naomi wins. It's going to be the drills and shits. I hate tag teams that are just randomly thrown together, and literally, as you mentioned, every single one of these. Poor Rhea Ripley. You just literally ripped her out of a tag team to be put in another random tag team. And I really like Liv and I really like Rhea together. Their look, it works. It balances off of each other. But Sasha Banks, the boss, she's the biggest star of the bunch. She'll get the belt, and Team Bad will go off into, a couple of terrible rivalries. But Banks and Naomi.
Chris?
I'm going to go with the same. Who else do you really put it on? I mean, I'm okay with any of the three teams winning other than Zelina and Carmella retaining. But it just seemed smart money to me seems on Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Donald?
This match is the result of failure on WWE's creative part with the women, 100%. And for the match, I never go against my girl. So Sasha and Naomi.
Jay?
I'm going. Give me Shayna and Natty. I don't know, when Natty comes out with the jeans and the badass look. I love that Natty. She comes out the pink. She can go away. Give me Natty and Shayna.
Yeah.
Perfect little team.
Here's my take on it.
You pick adult match.
As much as I said how the mighty have fallen with Drew and Bobby, I feel the same way for Sasha Banks. Injuries whatever else she had going on with filming stuff, who knows? But there's no reason why she should not be in a top tier singles feud at WrestleMania. And yeah, she's that good. She's arguably the best in the entire company from a women's standpoint. Tore the house down last year, had arguably match of the year with Bianca last year, and to have her in an 8-woman tag that they've been running for 6 weeks on Raw, I don't need to see this match. But for a moment, because we're all about WWE creating moments, since they didn't do the right thing with Natty and Tamina having them win at WrestleMania, maybe that mistake and are going to do the right thing and put it on Sasha and Naomi. Because not only, if you have them lose, not only are you going to have the Naomi stands come at you, you're going to have the Sasha stands come at you, and both of those together are just going to melt down the entire internet. So good luck tweeting out after the rest of the show.
How you doing, man?
Sup. All right, what do we got next, Chris?
We'll go into the next tag team match. The Raw Tag Team Championship, RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy.
Kenny?
I love the Street Profits. I've been a fan of theirs since I discovered them on the indies when they were doing Evolve shows. But if Alpha Academy does not win this match, then just break them up and let freaking Gable do something.
Why have them? If like, to me, why have them drop the belts to just win them back? Like, it makes no sense. You could have had them going in strong as the champs.
This tag team has been, like, in the beginning, I didn't understand Alpha Academy. Like, why would they pair these guys up together? Right? Like, they just didn't make sense. And then I think just because they've been training together and like building this bond, like they won me over and they started to look more and more like a freaking team. And then you take the belts off of them and I was like, why? Why give it back to RK Bro? Like, right now we shouldn't even have this tag team match. We should just have the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy, and we should have had Matt Riddle versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania.
I'm all for that.
That was determined. It's not a lie.
Yep. So you got Alpha Academy, Kenny. MARZ?
I have Street Profits coming up on this. I've liked their little change in attitude. They've been a little bit more aggressive, a little less jokey. I really like that. I think that's where they're going with them and a heel turn. And but I do agree. I do not know how RK Bro is still together at WrestleMania. The story was right there. It was literally right there for after they lost the belt. So something strange. I don't know if there's something going on backstage. Who knows? But I feel Street Profits come out with a heel turn, and they're having a strong run at the tag team belts, which ultimately leads to RK Bro breaking up.
I like that. I like Street Profits doing a heel turn for something different. For me, I'd be very, unless you get a turn from Orton in this match, I'd be surprised if RK Bro drops the titles tonight. So I'm going with RK Bro retaining.
Donald?
Another match I'm not interested in. So Alpha Academy.
Jay?
Well, this is going to be match of the night.
Has potential. Definitely does.
Yeah. I'm not sure where this is going, but I have a feeling this is where Riddle and Orton breaks up. But whoever you put the title on is a heel tag team, and there's no more. Or is there any more face tag teams in the division right now?
I don't even know outside of these three teams what other tag teams are on Raw.
These guys aren't even tag teams.
I'm gonna go. I've been loving this Otis and Gable thing. I'm gonna go with Otis and Gable.
Dave?
Oh yeah, I'll see.
Yeah. Well, I don't know much. Like the Smack Tag Team Championships, the IC Championship, the US Championship. These titles mean nothing to me, so by proxy, this match means nothing to me. But if I were to choose a winner, I would go probably Alpha Academy.
Yeah, we're the whole not having the IC defended on WrestleMania, 2 WrestleManias in a row. That's a podcast in and of itself. It's a disservice to the belt. It's a disservice to the guys carrying the belt, and especially with Ricochet and Finn, you could have found something for them to do besides Finn lose twice.
You got to make room for Pat McAfee.
Well, I would only that slander. I'm not gonna have that slander. Make room for Johnny Knoxville. How about that?
We're not gonna do that. Works. We can knock off Knoxville. I gotta agree. Yeah. Don't hit up Pat.
Yeah, you can knock their boss off.
For me, Kenny, I'm in agreement with you. I didn't need them to drop the belts in the first place going into this match. It just doesn't make sense at all, unless you're teeing up the heel turn between Riddle and Orton, which at some point we got to get the match, right? They're not going to be a tag team forever. Orton was on Pat McAfee's show, I think Thursday, and he talked about how he loves everything that he's doing right now. This is one of the best runs in his career for him. He loves it. He loves working with Riddle. Riddle really won him over, and I think because Orton likes him as much as he does, them two in a program themselves would be money, because how invested Orton will be. And when Orton's invested, he's arguably one of the best wrestlers on the planet. I need a Chad Gable celebration at Mania. The thank you. Like, I just, jumping up in the big Otis's arms. And for me, Gable right now is in that window where Kurt Angle was wearing the little sombreros and singing songs with Steve Austin and doing the comedy stuff that got over to turn into the "you suck" chants. Like, Gable is on that trajectory, and I've been saying this for years now with him. They need to let him run and do what he does, because he's hella entertaining both in the ring and outside. So give me, just because I want to see the celebration and the shh and the thank yous, I need that from Chad Gable. So I'll go with Alpha Academy.
All right, up next, we're going to go with Edge versus AJ Styles.
Kenny?
I'll just make this quick. I'm going to go with AJ Styles. Like, I think does Edge really need to win? Like, what does this do for Edge if he wins? Nothing. And it doesn't do anything for AJ. But just because I'm a big AJ mark, I'm going to go AJ Styles.
MARZ?
I'm going to Edge on this one. While neither one of them really need the win, neither one really needs the loss either. They're both in kind of interesting positions. I think it has definite match of the night potential. But with this new turn on Edge's character, you can't give him a loss that quickly. Rumors are he's going to be starting a stable. So yeah, I definitely foresee Edge coming out in a very highly competitive match. So probably some cheating, but Edge comes out on this one on top.
Chris?
MARZ pretty much had my notes for this match. The only thing that I think maybe AJ's my boy, I'm going to go with AJ for the win. But I only give him the win because I don't know if maybe the stable starts tonight or because of the loss, Edge starts the stable. So I'm going to go with AJ for the win.
Donald?
AJ's my guy too. I have no idea why Edge is even still in the company.
You got to start each one another match I don't care about. You got to start each one.
No, because I like AJ, so I watched the match. And I don't know why Edge is in here. A legend. You know how I feel about the legends. AJ for the win.
Jay?
Edge doesn't need to win. I think AJ needs to win just to catapult him back into the picture to something somewhere. So I'm going to go with AJ.
Dave?
I just think this match is going to be kind of good regardless of who's in it. But I pick AJ to win it.
Yeah, I'm on the sentiments of what MARZ and Chris said. I think we do get the start of the stable tonight, and that's how Edge gets the win. So it keeps AJ strong in defeat. Not that AJ would look weak in a defeat anyways to Edge, but I think it helps keep him higher up. Jay, I'm with you. The fact that you got AJ Styles and he's been out of the main event picture for 2.5 years is utterly ridiculous.
Now,
he exercised his player option. He didn't re-sign a new deal. He came out and said that this week.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how long that player option was for, but you need to get him back in the main event picture for however long you have him. He's that top tier talent, period, hands down. You wasted him for 2 years with Almost. So give me Edge with the win with the stable starting tonight.
He does what's asked of him, like you said. Did the stuff with Almost, and then did his stuff down in NXT recently too. So
go ahead, Morris.
I'm thinking, and I'm spitballing here. The rumors are Edge uniting with Damian Priest and some other people. How perfect if
I was hearing that.
Finn and AJ reunite, and maybe with one or two other people stable. I think that could be something. If Finn and AJ and one more guy versus Edge, Priest, and one more guy, I think that's something that could be super interesting.
Yeah, Damian said he was gonna. Damian said he tweeted out, "I'm gonna be in the building this weekend, and for damn sure, you better believe I'm gonna do something." So, that would be a way to get him on and get him in. I don't mind him working with Edge in that type role. When's the last time WWE had a legitimate faction versus faction that mattered?
Maybe the Nation of Domination.
All right, enough said. So yeah,
I was going to say Shield versus Evolution.
The Wyatt family.
Yeah.
New Day versus the Wyatt family.
Enough said. So, all right, next match.
This is it. Winner takes all. WWE Champion Brock Lesnar versus Universal Champion Roman Reigns.
Kenny?
I have to go with my my Lord and Savior, the head of the table, the man who entertains us every single Friday. I don't know what other catchphrases, maybe Mars could help me out with some other ones there. But Roman Reigns,
I'll pick him up on the end. Don't worry.
Yeah, Roman Reigns is going to leave WrestleMania 38 as champion and walk into WrestleMania 39 as champion.
Morris?
Yeah, no doubt in my mind, we will acknowledge a new unified champ. I don't see Roman losing until WrestleMania next year, to be completely honest. If they can bring The Rock in, I think this is going to be him finally vanquishing the demon of Brock Lesnar and getting those unified. I've loved this run. Cowboy Brock is great. Probably my favorite Brock. And that's why it's going to be even more heartfelt when Roman unifies the belts. And that's how I see it.
Chris?
I think the smart money is on Roman. The only crazy thing that I see that I'm kind of surprised on is Brock's being advertised for the next few months, like on all promotional materials. And I expected Mania, Brock loses, Roman wins, and he's gone, rides off to the sunset till SummerSlam. Takes his time off. If they're advertising him for pay-per-views and other events, is that a foreshadow that Brock's winning? That he's the one that dethroned Roman tonight.
Hush your mouth.
Again, smart money is on Roman, but I think I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna say Brock wins tonight.
Donald?
I'm going with Roman until Roman's gonna hold the belt until somebody WWE brings up to beat him. Don't know who it will be. I don't know if Cody's that man to come in and beat him or not, but until somebody comes in, Roman's going to hold the title for a long time. The brother run.
Jay?
I ain't got no catchphrases. I just got
one finger. Dave?
Man, this match will be good because they've done it for like 47 times now. But I think I'll take Roman on this one. Roman's going to be champ tonight.
Yeah, I will go with my tribal chief with God mode himself. to stand tall as the pyro goes off. But I will say, with a caveat to that, is as soon as that pyro starts, once it finishes, you're going to get the Rock's music. And old Dwayne himself is going to walk down, get in that ring. You're going to get the face-to-face stare down, turn and look at the crowd one way, another way, and we go to black knowing exactly what we're getting in LA on night 2 of WrestleMania next year, April 2nd.
Here we go.
Rock versus Roman. For Roman to truly become the tribal chief of tribal chiefs and truly sit at the head of his table as being the leader of the Samoan dynasty from now till the end of time. Amen.
Donald, don't you even start.
Unless we get it on Monday.
Donald's gonna come out with his Adidas track band as soon as Rock come back.
All right. Before we wrap up and get out of here, so we can get food, whatever, get situated, get ready for night 2 to kick off here in about an hour and 32 minutes. Go around the horn here. Dave, Kenny, then MARZ. Plug your stuff. Where can people find you at social media? Let them know so people can tune in and see what you guys are doing.
You can catch me every single Monday.
Go ahead
me, you, we yes, no. All right, so you can catch me every single Monday with Toe and Show. We do the Monday Night Raw watch-alongs. We start at 7:30 with news and rumors, and then we go all the way until 11 o'clock. If Raw is boring, then we talk a lot of shit. Obviously, we talk a lot of shit about Raw, but we also talk about a whole bunch of other stuff, and especially now with WrestleMania wrapping up, and most likely we'll touch base on night 1 and night 2. Wednesdays, you can catch me. I normally go live on at 7. Sometimes with Dave, if both of us are available, then we tag team together, and we talk shit on Wednesdays as well. And every single Thursday, I drop conversations with Kenny, which I have different guests that come on from all around the world that have an interesting story to share with me, and I share stuff with them. And basically, it's just a conversation between two people. Last one that I had on was Shane Haish. He was Slapjack for Retribution. So if you haven't checked that out right now on all social platforms.
Yeah, that'll be a better listen than the last hour and a half of the kickoff show. So there's a shameless plug there for the call up and conversations with Kenny. MARZ, Dave, who wants to kick their stuff off?
You got it, Dave.
Oh, we got the.
All right. Well, you guys can always catch me on Instagram. That's the Pro Wrestling Podcast. Catch me on Twitter, which Chris knows about. You guys follow me on there. That's at the PW Pod, and on YouTube, where I do a lot of not much anymore, but I'm gonna start doing more in my opinions and AEW watch-alongs, because those are easier to maintain and easier to edit than pre-recorded stuff. So yeah, if you guys like to watch me awkwardly react to AEW, then go ahead and tune in.
MARZ,
thank you.
Absolutely. On social media, you can find me under MARZ_entertainment, or our backup page, DITD_studios. I can be contacted there. The show is Down in the Den, as you can see on the thing right somewhere there. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on YouTube and where you listen to your podcast, wherever that may be. We also have the YouTube channel is MARZ Entertainment Presents The Den. So go ahead and give me a follow, like, subscribe. We have great interviews with musicians, artists. We have wrestling talks. We have UFO talks, just a bunch of nerd shit. It's there. So check me out every Wednesday at 7.
All right, gentlemen, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks, guys.
We appreciate the love. As for us, we are the Dumb Marks. Today was
Found on
episode 3.
OnlyFans.
Today was episode 3 of Podomania 2. We will be back on Tuesday, April 5th for our WrestleMania weekend wrap-up. Talk all things from night 1, night 2, as well as Monday Night Raw and anything else that happened in wrestling over the weekend. Surprises, comebacks, whatever the case may be from Raw. So appreciations there. On social media, you can hit us up at DumbMarksPod. Email the show at dumbmarkspod@gmail.com. Chris, did I miss anything?
I think you got it.
All right. Well, with that being said, enjoy night 2 of WrestleMania. We'll be tweeting along, so hit us up, interact with all of us on social media. And I'm a Mark, you're a Mark, tell a Mark. And until next time, y'all can catch us around the way.